One of the best pitchers in this decade is ranked at number 23. That is unbelievable. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Tom here. Today I'll be reacting to an article by Bleacher Report, and in this article they predict the best players from the 2011 to 2020 decade, so the 2010s decade. This article is from 2011, so it's from a while back. They have some pretty wild predictions, but for the time that they predicted this, it is pretty understandable. And I already looked at it, so I know what's on the list, so this won't be my raw reaction to the list, but it's got some pretty interesting picks, so this is why I wanted to share it with you guys. Let me know down in the comments if you like this style of video, the reaction type video, and if you do, link me some articles down below that you want me to react to, and I might just feature it in a video. So if you're enjoying the content, please make sure to like and subscribe. We are making a push towards 100 subs. Who knows, maybe at 100 subs I might do a little giveaway, you know, we'll see. With that being said, let's hop into the video and let's take a look at that article. We got the article right here. MLB predictions power ranking the 50 best players of the 2011-2020 decade. This was written or published, I guess, in January 2011 by Matt Trueblood. It's a pretty sweet name, I'm not gonna lie. Basically, they explain, are there gonna be future stars that are gonna rise up and do great this decade, or are still the guys that dominated the decade before continue their success in the next decade? It's obviously very hard to predict who's gonna be good 10 years down the road in baseball. We have players ranked 51 through 60, and then it'll hop into the top 50. So we already got some notable names, some Hall of Famers on this list already. As you can see, Justin Verlander at number 59. Their description for him, one of the underrated stud starters in the game today. If his arm holds up, he'll be worth just as much over the next 5 years. Wow. Well, first off, he is no longer underrated. One of the best starters in the game for sure. He ages like fine wine. He just gets better and better as he gets older and older. Zach Greinke at 54. Big acquisition for Milwaukee this winter, but the 2009 AL Cy Young is more workhorse than true ace. Well, I mean, that's partially true, but he's very dominant and has been super consistent in my opinion. So definitely way higher than 54. All right, so we'll try to fly through this list so it won't take 20 minutes. I'll cover the notable players. At number 50, Elvis Andrus, Texas Rangers. Yeah, this is pretty good, I think. He's been pretty solid for the Rangers throughout this decade. He's not been a super elite hitter, but big contributor to their team. Next up, 47, Ubaldo Jimenez. At the time with the Rockies, funky delivery. I bet it'd be very hard to hit off of. I also remember him for giving up the nuke to, I think it was Edwin Encarnacion, and that basically lost him the series. I forget what team he was on or whatnot, but I just remember a huge shot off of him.
There's a drive to deep left field, and the ball game is over.
Eric Hosmer, actually doing very good for the San Diego Padres right now, and also big contributor to the, pretty sure, 2014-2015 Kansas City Royals when they made their World Series appearance and then eventually won it. Brett Gardner at 44, known for banging his bat against the top of the dugout, you know. Aaron Boone, I think it was, calling them savages in the box. So New York Yankees, savages. 42 could be the 2020 NL MVP right here, Freddie Freeman. I think definitely should be higher than number 42 on the list. Okay, Freeman will be starting first baseman and could make an immediate impact. Yes, definitely one of the most impactful players for the Braves this decade. Number 40, Dustin Pedroia, Red Sox. Yeah, he kind of declined and fell off, but definitely one of the better second basemen we've seen, and just very likable guy, you know. Adrian Gonzalez, 38. There are definitely some big expectations for him. Yeah, Gonzalez could hit 300 home runs over the life of the 7-year deal on which he and the Red Sox are currently at work? Well, he got traded to the Dodgers, first off, and I'm pretty sure he did not hit that many home runs throughout those 7 years, but very good hitter. I'll give him that. Dustin Ackley, 37. What a joke. The Mariners taking him with the second pick. I think it's the 2009 draft, the one Mike Trout was in. Ackley, big bust. 36, Prince Fielder. Now, I think this is a pretty good spot for him. Hindsight's always 20/20. He got hurt and then retired. But if he stayed healthy, I think he would have had plenty more years of hitting, 30 to 40 home runs. And there's definitely a bunch of hype for him. I'm pretty sure one season he hit 50 home runs. And definitely throughout the 2010s, could give you 20 to 40 home runs. So, Prince Fielder could be a little higher, I guess, in my opinion. 34, Jesus Montero. Nothing needs to be said there. Andrew McCutchen, he was a MVP winner. Should definitely be higher on this list. He's an absolute stud. Matt Latos. Oh yeah, this comparison's funny. He could win a Cy Young before the decade is over, and even if he doesn't, he makes a fine case to be mentioned in the same breath as other dominant starters in his division like Jimenez, Bumgarner, Lincecum, and Kershaw. Definitely not like Bumgarner, Lincecum, or Kershaw. Those guys, Tim Lincecum in his prime, unmatched. 26, CC Sabathia. I think they're a little too high on CC Sabathia right here. His career kind of went downwards after it in the 2010s decade, I should say. In the previous decade, one of the most dominant pitchers, but career kind of fell off. Joe Mauer. Joe Mauer is also probably one of the best catchers in recent memory. Like it says here, 400 on base percentage would be a down year for him. That's unbelievable, getting on base 4 out of 10 times. If he consistently had the power throughout his career, he would be, I'm pretty sure the year he won MVP, he had close to 30 home runs. So, much deserving. It would have been awesome to see Joe Mauer with some more pop. Here we go, Tim Lincecum. His career kind of fell off, but definitely in his prime, one of the more dominant pitchers we've seen in the league. 23 is Clayton Kershaw. One of the best pitchers in this decade is ranked at number 23. That is unbelievable. Definitely needs to be top 10 players of the decade. And for pitchers, he's probably going to be close to the top, definitely top 5, top 3 in that upper echelon, And then you got Julio Temur that's ranked above Clayton Kershaw. Now that's funny as well. It's just going to be hilarious seeing all the busts or guys that don't live up to the hype as much on this list. All right, Mike Stanton. Giancarlo Stanton, definitely deserving. I think he might even be higher, should be ranked higher, because he just smacks home runs when he's healthy. But obviously right now that's the goal for him, to stay healthy. If he can do that, he's obviously proven that he's one of the better sluggers in the league. Number 19, Madison Bumgarner. Definitely, if we're talking postseason, one of the best postseason pitchers. I think he is so clutch, especially 2014, I believe, against the Royals, and I think he threw 21 innings in the World Series, if I'm correct. Something stupid like that. And I don't even know if he gave up any runs, but I just know very dominant pitcher in his prime. Mike Trout needs to be number 1, not number 1, top 5 for sure. Players in the decade. He's going to go down as one of the best players to ever do it. So definitely need him to be higher. But that's great that they thought that he would be this good or this caliber of a player. They're comparing to Brett Gardner. He's much better than Brett Gardner, but Trout is the best prospect in the Angels system and one of the 2 or 3 best in baseball. There we go. So they were very high on him very early on. So that's good to see. Joey Votto. Okay, yeah, I like this ranking. One of the best first basemen to do it in the 2010s. So I think this is justified. Aroldis Chapman. Oh, wow. I forgot. They still have him as a starting pitcher. Well, obviously, he's one of the most dominant relievers in baseball. His stuff, easily can reach up to 100, and a couple years back he was reaching I think 107 at one point. Unbelievable. So yeah, definitely one of the more dominant relievers in the game, and I think number 12 is justified. Number 11, Bryce Harper. Yes, I think this is a good spot for him. He's playing pretty good right now. Has won an MVP, also won Rookie of the Year. So I think this is a good spot. Felix Hernandez, also very dominant pitcher in this decade. Kind of fell off the last couple of years with the Mariners. 2012, I think, was his perfect game. So he'll always be in the record books in the MLB. That's great to see. Number 10. That's pretty fair. Pretty fair. All right, on to number 8. Evan Longoria. I'd have to look at his stats, but just from what I feel, personally, I think he's a little too high, but definitely one of the better players throughout the decade. Pretty solid for the Rays, holding it down at third base for them. Also, what comes to mind is that home run, the walk-off home run that sent him to the playoffs. You can see him rounding the bases, going like this, running around. Just the line shot down the line, right into the corner at Tropicana Field. I'll play that clip real quick. That's so hype. That clip is so hype.
2-2 and a line shot down the left field line. That ball is gone, and the Rays win it. A line drive home run by Evan Longoria, and the Rays storm the field.
All right, number 6, Buster Posey. Yes, definitely one of the best catchers throughout the 2010s, helping them win those World Series. Troy Tulowitzki, very good player, very good shortstop. Might be a little too high, but electric player. Number 4, Miguel Cabrera, definitely deserving, won the Triple Crown in 2012. Yes, he deserves to be here at number 4. I could even put him higher. Number 3, David Price. All right, another very dominant pitcher for the Rays. Number 3 might be a little high, but definitely one of the better pitchers in the 2010s, in my opinion. Okay, number 2, Steven Strasberg. Obviously, he was the number 1 draft pick and super hyped up. He was supposed to be very good for the Nationals, and he still is very good for the Nationals, but I think just a tad bit overhyped. I don't think he deserves the number 2 spot. But you know what? Back in the day, you have to look at it through the lens of 2011 and the prospects that were up and coming, So definitely justifiable right here. Number 1, Albert Pujols. Obviously, he was a machine the decade before and still has put up great numbers throughout the 2010s, but I don't think he deserves the number 1 spot. His numbers kind of fell off, but definitely still produced for the... I forget when he signed with the Angels, but definitely still did some work with them, and his career's still... I don't know. It's fallen off a bit now. The stats aren't there, but definitely gonna be a Hall of Famer, no doubt. So that's the end of the article. Let me know in the comments which ranking in your opinion was the most shocking. For me, it was definitely Justin Verlander not even cracking the top 50 players in the 2010s decade. But anyways, thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure to like and subscribe. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.